Nika, it is time once again to lay the Smackdown. Yes, indeed, we are reacting to the latest episode of WWE Smackdown, and the ongoing soap opera continues. Nika,
all right.
As
we
things moved north of the border, we are in Canada here. We were in Montreal, and Raw, by the way, is going to be in Quebec City.
Oh, so they are staying in Canada for the whole weekend. Nice.
Well, all the way through the weekend, long weekend, and then they will return stateside next week.
Okay.
For SmackDown and Raw before heading across the pond for this big European tour,
That's
which
right.
ends with the Clash in Paris, and that is going to be exciting because Paris is actually going to be hosting SmackDown, Clash in Paris, and Raw the next night. All three are going to be in the same building. This is pretty typical of what we've seen with these European tours here. It was the way Riyadh went down, although they didn't do Monday Night Raw in Riyadh. They came back and did the Pittsburgh show, and they will come back from Clash in Paris and do SmackDown in our hometown of Chicago, Nika.
Oh,
so
nice.
Pretty exciting, and I'll look forward to that because I will say this before we get into this episode. WWE events in Chicago always had a certain nostalgia to them, a certain romance, I guess. There's a romance with the city of Chicago and WWE, and I think it's not diminished at all. It's only grown since I was a young man.
How so?
Well, I feel like they always do fun special episodes in Chicago. They treat the market well, and I just feel like there's always been this sort of bring it. They bring it big in Chicago. They do their fans right there.
So
And
if they
I'm not saying that there's not big fans in other places. Obviously, Vegas gets WrestleMania.
Sure.
Like we saw Money in the Bank in Los Angeles, and I was at pay-per-views, paid live events that were in Chicago when I was younger. So I saw Shane McMahon, little credibility tour here. I saw Shane McMahon fall off the Titantron in Chicago, Illinois on a pay-per-view that was in April or something.
So now we can assume CM Punk will be in Chicago as well because it is his hometown and they have the trend of people
Oh,
that,
yeah. I definitely think we will see the Punk Man in Chicago for
since
sure.
that's his hometown.
And he's usually on Raw. Hopefully, maybe we might see a CM Punk coming off of a victory against Seth Rollins in Paris.
Oh.
No, I doubt it. Don't want to get your hopes up, everybody. Ironically enough, Seth Rollins and CM Punk are nowhere near SmackDown this week. So with that, we will turn the page and get to the action at hand. We had a pretty damn good episode of SmackDown here, Nika.
We did.
And I have to say, I think the 2-hour format makes the show feel like it goes by super fast.
It doesn't drag.
Sometimes the 3-hour shows felt like they dragged a little bit. So maybe this is ultimately a good thing. I'm still concerned that there's enough time for all the people on this roster to be given,
Enough
decent
time?
material to work with here, and that requires time on screen. So it's tough. But the big headline coming out of SmackDown is that Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, is getting crazier.
No.
He destroyed the newly minted WWE Undisputed Champion, according to the headline here at least. No, he kicked his head through the SmackDown IKEA announce table, the front of it. We normally see the table go down from the top, but here we saw it get caved in from the front. This was similar to the move, I think, did Naomi put this on Jade Cargill,
Very
or was it
similar.
the other way around?
No, it was Naomi on the Jade.
On Jade. Okay. Yeah, very similar. I that stunt must have gone over really well because it's back. They did it. They did it right away again here with the Scottish psychopath here and Cody Rhodes. So
Cody got knocked out.
yeah, this was the big climactic ending of SmackDown here, and I gotta say too. Also, I know he's unconscious in the photo, but Cody Rhodes looks great in gold tights.
Really? You like the gold?
I
like
do.
the red.
It's like a championship thing only, though. You can't wear the gold if you don't own the gold. You know,
That's true.
So
Okay, fair
I
enough.
think these are the special edition Cody Rhodes as champion tights. And,
Did they come from IKEA catalog as well?
probably somewhere in the pipeline of things, I guess. Yeah, it's somewhere in the same catalog as the announce table. Definitely not the same section.
Okay, thanks.
And Drew McIntyre's knee pads are in there too. You can get them in several colors, but they have the
Black.
studs there, all the same.
Okay, that's
Yep.
good.
So lots of choices in the WWE catalog. IKEA made. Yep.
I know Drew was practicing his med face because this
Oh,
stare
yeah.
down face because he came across really psychopathy, if you will.
He's definitely been working on his game face. We'll get back to that in a second because let's take a step back and remember how we got here.
Okay.
We had a big opening segment with John Cena and Logan Paul. And we're going to talk about that soon because this wound up leading to a big main event where we had Cody Rhodes and John Cena teaming up. They were just fighting each other at SummerSlam. Now they're teaming up and taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, the new tag team of villain, to come on SmackDown here. This new alliance, I should say, that they've kind of been elevated to the top of the villain list on SmackDown because there's really no one else there aside from Solo Sikoa. And as much as he has his own family of friends helping him out, he's not really the top dog. You can kind of tell, right? And so this is kind of interesting what's happening here. And we get our first taste of Cena and Logan Paul, and more on that in a second. But Nika, what did you think of this finale match over here? Were you entertained by these guys going at it with each other?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely entertaining. And we predicted Logan Paul getting a push, and I think that falls into that category. He's being promoted in the sense that he has a new tag team partner. He's fighting now more often.
Yeah, he's really good in the ring, and he's also turning out to be quite the good heel on the mic. I'm not going to say great yet, but he definitely solicits negative reaction from most crowds. And it's not hard when you come out and say like, you suck. I mean, who's not going to boo you out of the stadium if you come out there like that? But anyhow, this was the main event on SmackDown. It's hard to say that a SmackDown episode could be bad when you have these four headlining your main event of the night. So good job booking the top talent on these shows. Like I think it's important to help sell the product. And like I said, with the 2-hour time window now, it felt like it flew by. And I was like, oh my gosh, the main event's starting already? Like, it's holy cow. So John Cena and Logan Paul stuff we'll get back to in a second. I want to focus on Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. And it sort of feels like we are going to get this feud right now to me after this episode. Obviously we're going back to the main headline here. Drew McIntyre demolished Cody Rhodes. You can see on the photograph on the right that boot going straight to the head basically through that table. This is pre-kick through the table, so yeah, good stunt work here. And then on the left we see Drew McIntyre tweeting himself his own first-person video that must have been captured by WWE cameramen during the event or on his way out of the event. This was not on camera, by the way, during the show. But he had a little message here, and he sums it up by saying, I've been overlooked, underappreciated, and ignored, and no more. And all I have to say to that is, dude, you lost to Damian Priest in your cage match.
He did.
I'm kidding. I know that's not how these things work, but it does appear that Drew McIntyre is about to get a push into this European tour that is about to happen. Because before Paris, we're going to be in the UK for a few days. And I feel like Drew McIntyre is sort of getting promoted or elevated here because of that, because he's got to be one of the more popular figures in the part of the world where he comes from.
Okay, makes sense.
And I wouldn't be surprised, I guess, if at Clash in Paris, there was a culmination of this with Drew McIntyre taking on Cody Rhodes for the championship. I would definitely guess Drew McIntyre to not leave with the belt if I were a betting man right now. We'll see how this progresses over the next month and if we're even right about this being a match that gets added.
But that's an interesting observation because he's correct on saying but he has been underappreciated, underutilized, because we saw his matches. They were very short and he always gets the short end of the stick.
Drew McIntyre has definitely been around. We don't know his full history or anything like that, but he's definitely one of the more experienced
wrestlers
on the roster. Yeah. So I think he will get put into this matchup with Cody Rhodes right now. It just makes logical sense. It's interesting how Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre sort of survived SummerSlam as this team now. Drew McIntyre, obvious heel. Logan Paul, obvious heel. And like I said, they're kind of the two faces of SmackDown when it comes to villains right now. And I think this will continue to evolve here, and we will get this matchup. But even back before this, John Cena actually started the show. And if you'll remember, the last time we saw John Cena in the ring at SummerSlam, he had been brutalized by the return of Brock Lesnar. So this was our first opportunity to hear from John Cena on his farewell tour. I guess he's the days are counting down, Nika. So, but he had a message for Brock Lesnar before any of this other stuff started happening, and that was, if you want some, come get some, Brock Lesnar. I'm a little bit surprised with this that we're not getting this matchup next, because it seemed like this was what was being promoted as the thing.
Well, the other guy needs to get back in shape. They got to give him a couple weeks to prep.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you don't think that would have been happening before SummerSlam and the scheduling, or was it a last minute decision to include him?
I mean, don't know. It was up to John Cena, because I remember from the Unreal documentary they were talking about he has the full reign of who he wants to include in his farewell tour.
Interesting. Well, John Cena, to me here, it seems like the way they were building this up, it's almost like he's going to be the last matchup for Cena. So maybe they're teasing it and letting it build up even longer.
Yeah, potentially, sure.
John Cena was rudely interrupted by Logan Paul as he was giving this message to Brock Lesnar. And that's when Logan Paul came out and basically challenged John Cena to a matchup. And John Cena accepted. But at the same time, he was ambushed by Drew McIntyre in the ring. This was all at the beginning of the show. So that's how we got to our main event for SmackDown last night. Cody Rhodes then came out in this intro segment and rescued John Cena. So, yeah, friends again. I want to remind people, like, it was literally 3 Fridays ago that we saw Cody Rhodes forcefully make John Cena sign that street fight contract for SummerSlam that John Cena was trying to back out of, if you'll remember at the time. And, yeah, interesting turn of events here.
How quickly.
Allies again, buddies, friends.
They had a beer in the ring, so, hey, all good.
All forgiven with that wash down of the brouhaha. Yep. So there we go, and that's how that happened. But the bigger news out of all of this is that we're going to get John Cena and Logan Paul in Paris confirmed. This is a matchup, and here's the poster artwork. Now, Nika, before we get into the matchup itself, I just want to point out, look at that colorful poster. Do you think they're listening to our show? Because we really went heavy critical on the SummerSlam artwork for the black and white imagery, and here we get like the exact opposite. It's, you know, Vincent Van Gogh, by the way, with the stylistic artwork, and there's Cena and Logan Paul in the middle of it. So are you happy? Yeah, you love it. I know you're an art fan, so I knew you would like these. But
it's 10 times better than the previous one. I don't want to harp on the old stuff, but this is colorful and it sells better than the over sharpened and AI edited images. Yuck.
Well, it is on Sunday, August 31st, Nika, our anniversary. So Clash in Paris will be happening. And it is our 10th anniversary this year. So
I'm horrible.
I know you don't know numbers. I do numbers. Nika does other things.
Thanks.
We complement each other.
Just got thrown under the bus.
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's officially August. So, okay. Well, are you excited for this matchup?
Yeah, I would say so. I want to see Cena with some new blood.
Yeah.
And I think that fits the bill. And Logan Paul is good enough to provide entertainment. So, yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm happy with it. You know, we've been talking about Logan Paul recently on the show, and that we feel like Triple H is going to give him a push. And here he is, like right away after that, getting pushed into a matchup on John Cena's farewell tour. I think it's honestly the most sincerest form of flattery that Logan Paul could get right now.
Absolutely.
Is to be added to this John Cena farewell tour. He's going to get a huge elevated boost out of this.
Absolutely. And they need people like him because John Cena is leaving. There's a lot of old timers or older wrestlers that might be retiring soon. So they do need new blood that's good on the mic and good with the skills necessary to compete in the ring.
Absolutely. We are gonna. We've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. We are gonna miss John Cena when he retires and officially is no longer a part of the regularly scheduled programming.
Okay.
One last John Cena note: we did get this little scene that happened on SmackDown, and a little bit of closure to previously aired events. John Cena and RTruth face to face. RTruth was happy to see John Cena restored to his childhood hero here. They had a hug it out moment. They had a little handshake, high five kind of thing. And yeah, all is good between John Cena and RTruth once again.
All good and forgotten.
Who knows? Maybe RTruth started this whole thing when he kind of got John Cena to throw down the title when he was using it as his like weapon of choice. He no longer has that title, so he no longer has his weapon of choice. It's good to see face John Cena again, and here he is with RTruth, a little button up on this storyline. So now we haven't seen much of RTruth since he cut his hair, so this was his first appearance. He's probably being underutilized again, according to the fandom, so we'll see if they do anything with him, Nika.
Yeah, time will tell.
All right, well, it's time to turn our attentions to the ladies of SmackDown, and I am, of course, talking about the newly minted Women's Tag Team Champions.
Our favorite.
Already defended it, by the way, on Raw against the same damn people, Roxanne and Raquel.
The Judgment Day. Anyways,
it was Alexa Bliss's birthday. Happy birthday, Alexa Bliss, Nika.
Happy birthday. Was that her real birthday, or it was just,
You know, I think it was her real birthday. I don't think they would play up these things as like fake dates. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was a storyline reason they needed this. But this was fun. This whole segment was fun. They're doing exactly what we wanted them to do with Charlotte and Alexa, which is just make things very awkward and tense for the most part. But it was Alexa's birthday, so Charlotte, her new tag team partner, felt obligated to deliver some kind of a birthday present for her. And what she wound up delivering was her doll, Charlie. I guess that goes with Charlotte and Charlie. But Charlie, the doll, was reunited with her Alexa Bliss knockoff doll. I don't know the Alexa Bliss's doll's name. I apologize, but
was it Lily? No, it's not Lily.
They're reunited. Yeah, it might have been Lily or something like that. But reunited again, and what a gift, huh? What a sweet present from Charlotte. I'm surprised she kept it.
She kept it, and she also brought a cake. Let's not forget the cake.
She did. You can see the cake a little bit there behind her in the picture on the right, and the frosting. And if you'll see now, Chelsea Green crashed Alexa Bliss's birthday celebration. That's what the headline reads. And yes, she was accompanied by the Hervis, and they crashed the party and wound up having was it a 2-on-3 tag team match here? Or
No. It was Charlotte Flair and Chelsea Green match.
Okay, so they had to have a little match up here, and so Charlotte Flair wound up getting the win, but not before Chelsea Green was used as comedic relief, as she always is. And I think we both kind of knew as soon as we saw this cake out at ringside that someone was going to take it. And then when the Hervis came out, you were like, oh, here's Chelsea right on cue to take a pie to the face, basically.
Yep.